Hi, I'm Mickey, and on this channel I like to go through current events, current news, and popular trending topics, or just issues that come across my radar, and give my own take on them. So, here we go. Now, over the past, since December of 2016, Twitter has been making great strides in silencing right-wing voices on its platform. Jack Dorsey, being, of course, the fupa-licking soy boy that he is, really likes leftist politics and policies. And while he sits there wanting to bash the fash, he goes ahead and acts like a fascist by pretty much banning, blocking, and suspending anyone's account who he doesn't like. Now, all you've got to say is, there are only two genders, and you can find yourself banned from Twitter for 7 days. And if you try to circumvent it using an alternate account, well then, you can be banned indefinitely. Now, I used to think, and I still think, a private company can do whatever they want. They can keep people out. That means that a restaurant in New York can keep Trump supporters out. That also means that a wedding cake baker doesn't have to bake cakes for gay weddings. It goes both ways. But when you have a monopoly on a specific thing, that's when you stop being a private business and start being a public service. Let's go a little deeper into this, okay? In 1946, the Supreme Court decided the case of Marsh versus Alabama, in which a Jehovah's Witness was arrested for trespassing because she was distributing religious literature in Chickasaw, Alabama, a town that was wholly owned by the Gulf Shipbuilding Corporation. Marsh argued that because the town's roads and sidewalks were the only means by which she could exercise her freedom of speech, and because the town of Chickasaw had been open to public use in all other respects, the trespassing arrest violated her rights under the First Amendment. In a 5-3 decision, the Supreme Court ruled in Marsh's favor. Justice Hugo Black decreed that private entities do not have the right to ban speech on their property if they happen to own a monopoly on the means by which speech can take place. Black also argued that the more that private entities open their property up to public use, the fewer rights they have to control or ban what people do on that property. Now, given that Google, Twitter, Apple, Facebook, and other providers are publicly accessible entities that have deliberately pushed for monopoly control over the internet, it seems pretty clear that Marsh versus Alabama applies to them and prohibits them from censoring anyone, particularly right-wingers, as Twitter is doing right now. Jack Dorsey, seriously, you can suck a fat fupa right now. The statute also applies to ISPs, since they wield a monopoly over internet access. All it would take to shut down online censorship is a halfway decent lawyer arguing that these left-wing big tech companies are literally violating the Constitution. Also, thank you, Roosh V, for that diatribe. Now, I fully agree. Twitter does have a monopoly. Now, there are other ones such as Gab.ai. Now, if you're asking yourself, what is Gab.ai? Yeah, that's why Twitter has a monopoly. And that's why they need to be prevented from censoring speech. Now, here's the crazy, insane thing. Are you prepared for this? Twitter is hoping to get rid of all right-wing content on Twitter by December 16th. I don't know why that date is. It seems pretty arbitrary to me. I'm sure there's a deeper meaning to it. But all I know is that December 16th, 2018, Jack Dorsey hopes to have it be that Twitter can simply look at all of the other searches you've made on Google, on Facebook, and everything, and see what your activity has been. And based on that, ban you from the platform. That seems dangerous. That seems a little, I don't know, fascist to me. But of course, tell me what you think. I'd like to hear about it in the comments down below. In the meantime, I'm going to get around to something else. Now, again, more attacks on right-wing people. This past Sunday, there was an incident at a Cheesecake factory in Dadeland Mall in Florida. Now, 22-year-old Eugene Joseph decided to walk into the Cheesecake factory with his girlfriend and family, and he sat down. He was wearing his Make America Great Again hat. According to multiple witnesses and Joseph's own account, a woman who worked at the restaurant walked up to him and started pointing at his hat, signaling for the other employees to come over. Her finger was literally on top of his head. We were all looking at her like, what's happening? One witness told the Daily Wire. She was pointing at him, calling her other co-workers, telling them to look at this guy wearing a Make America Great Again hat. At that point, approximately a dozen or so employees approached the table and began making comments about the hat, with some saying that they wanted to punch Joseph in the face. Does this sound familiar with the whole punch a Nazi thing? So, let's see. MAGA hat plus black man still equals a racist who needs to be punched. Witnesses also allege that some of the employees also referred to him as a nigger in their conversations among each other. What? Oh my goodness. That's what happens when you are anything but far left. See, having analyzed situations for, like 2 years now, I don't think that I'm right-wing, and I don't think that I'm conservative. I think that at best, I would be a classic liberal. You know, quite like Dave Rubin and Paul Joseph Watson. But because the left has gone so far left, I'm considered right-wing. Okay, I'd like to get into one last thing, but of course, please, go ahead and talk to me about that in the comments, because that's ridiculous. Somebody getting attacked for their MAGA hat in a Cheesecake factory. By the way, notice that there has been no fury over it all over the internet and the news. 2 black guys sit in a Starbucks, get the cops called on them. Sure, that's got to be national news. You got to shut down the entire operation and have sensitivity training. Cheesecake factory employees attack a guy wearing a MAGA hat. It's just another day in Left County, huh? Continuing on, there's still debate over abortion. Here's the thing. Women will say, even my wife tries to shut me down if I talk about abortion, saying, well, you're a man, so you don't get to talk about this woman's issue. Here's the thing. If you want to go out and have an abortion for whatever reason, fine. If it's going to threaten your life, threaten your baby's life, whatever, then fine, just end the pregnancy. If it's due to rape and you just don't want that rape baby, fine. But if you are using abortion simply as a means of prophylactics, well, there are better means to do it, less expensive and invasive means to do it, and less absolutely evil and unconscionable ways to do it. Okay? Ladies? Are we clear on that? Here comes the kicker, and here comes where I get to have a voice in this abortion issue. If you want to pay for your abortion, fine. But if you want it to be part of some social umbrella, and you think that I should be paying for your abortion with my taxes, my wallet, my choice. And I say, I don't want to pay for your damn abortion. So, why don't we go ahead and just make the abortion be that deep? Am I paying for it? Or are you paying for it? And are you using it as a means to protect a life, your own life, from trauma or from sickness or from death? Or are you simply using it as a means to be able to go and have sex without consequences? Because those are very distinct lines that can be drawn, very objective, and you sure as hell know where a person stands after you have that conversation with them. Again, hit me in the comments. Please like and share this video, and please subscribe to my channel. I need subscribers, and go ahead and hit that bell. Get these notifications, and check me out on Twitter, HYL_Mickey_M, or catch me on BitChute.com at Mickey_M. All right, that's it. I'm letting this one go out there. Goodbye.